Zaytun, a charming open-air restaurant serving local food in family bags.
To the people who tell me all of Gaza is fully destroyed, there's not a single building left, then what are these restaurants? Answer me this, what are these restaurants? Again, it's a lie. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of people telling me that everything is destroyed in Gaza, everything is leveled in Gaza, people are starving in Gaza. In this video, my good friend Oren from travelingisrael.com, it's a great YouTube channel, you should subscribe, is going to expose the truth. All of the videos you're going to see are taken in real restaurants in Gaza as we speak. Let's see if the genocide is real.
What are the top 5 restaurants in Gaza in the summer of 2025? Well, there are a lot of them. But before we dive in, just one quick thing. All the restaurants you are about to see are open right now in summer 2025. This is not a satire, it is not AI. Every single clip and image shown here comes directly from the restaurant's own Instagram account, posted in the last days or weeks. I will link all their pages in the description so you can fact check me yourself. Let's get started. O2 Restaurant, one of the most popular spots in Gaza, serving pizzas, baked goods, desserts, and packed with people.
The starvation in Gaza is legitness, huh? Look at this. Look at the food. From 3 weeks ago, this is Gaza, it's in Arabic. Go to their Instagram page. Go to their Instagram page and see for yourself. See for yourself. They're lying to our faces. There's no starvation in Gaza, and if there is anything, Hamas is causing it.
Great food, but kind of crowd magnet. Thailandi Gaza. Looking for something a bit more chill? Thailandi Gaza is a fan favorite. Lots of food, but especially desserts. And if there is one thing to know about Gaza restaurants, they love pouring chocolate on everything.
I remember the time that people told me on live streams that there's no chocolate coming into Gaza. Israel, stop the chocolate transfer. What BS. Look at Thailandi Gaza. Look it up on Instagram and see for yourself the lies that are being told to us by the media.
Roma Restaurant. Now, if you're in a mood for something a bit more high-end, Roma is the place. A beautiful seafood restaurant, great for special occasions. The kind of place you celebrate anniversaries or ceasefires. Est Kana Cafe. Another cozy cafe with good coffee, pastries, and a friendly staff.
See, I don't mind that the Gazans actually have good food or good restaurants. It's the fact that people around the world are blind to the fact that these people are not starving. They've got restaurants open, they've got cakes, they've got good seafood, they've got everything they need, and it's the fact that they lie to us and think we're dumb to not see it. But a quick search proves to us that they're not starving.
Hamada Ice Cream. Great ice cream, of course, but people come here for more than just dessert. It's the time, the fun, the hangout spot.
That's what starving people look like, huh? That's what starving people look like. If I show you pictures of starving people from the Holocaust, you'll be like, woo, that's a big difference. I can see their skeleton. These people are not starving.
And since we're on the topic of dessert, the next place, Happy Chocolate. And they are not lying, chocolate does make people happy. Pizza food truck. Everyone loves pizza, and everyone loves a food truck. So why not combine them? Pizza food truck.
Good skills.
Pistachio ice cream. Another crowd favorite. Lively, colorful, and very, very sweet. Zaytun, a charming open-air restaurant serving local food in family bags.
Also, as we're looking at this, to the people who tell me all of Gaza is fully destroyed, there's not a single building left, then what are these restaurants? Answer me this. What are these restaurants? Again, it's a lie. It's a lie meant to demonize Israel. It's a lie meant to create some sort of emotion to get you on the side of the Palestinians. But look at this. Look.
There are plenty of other restaurants operating. No need to show them all, because by now you get the point. The real story here isn't about the restaurants. It's about the story you are being sold about Gaza. Are there people suffering in Gaza? Yes. Do a few dozen open restaurants tell the whole story? No. But this is not what genocide looks like. This is not what famine looks like. Now, there is famine in the Middle East, in Yemen, but since you can't blame the Jews for that, no one seems to care. And there is a genocide in the Middle East, Islamists killing Christians. Just last week, an Islamist extremist bombed a church in Syria. But American students didn't protest. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. And that's what this is really about, the narrative. What you are being told, and more importantly, what you are not being told.
Guys, Oren is amazing. Please do me a favor. Follow this guy. I'm going to attach his channel down below. Subscribe to this guy. He's got a lot of subscribers already. Each one of his videos are gold. When I started my advocacy journey, most of the videos that I learned from are from him. He's incredible. Who would have thought that the person I was learning from will become one of my good friends?
What they show you, and especially what they don't. Hamas controls the narrative that comes out of Gaza. And I can prove it with just a few simple steps. First, pause this video and check out Hamas's news site, the one made for Western audience. It's called Al Jazeera. Check the headlines. I guarantee you will see a story about civilians killed in Gaza, usually with a fake number Hamas made up. At least 3 sub-headlines will blame Israel, and at least 50% of the opinion pieces will be anti-Israel. Now ask yourself, how is that I can predict the headlines of a news site in advance? Simple, because it is not news site. It is a site that sells the narrative Hamas wants to sell to the West. Qatar and Hamas are 2 arms of the same movement, the Muslim Brotherhood. Their goal? To spread Sharia law across the globe. I made a full video on that. Link is in the description. According to Al Jazeera, Israel only kills civilians, not one terrorist, not one Hamas fighter. Apparently, every single casualty in Gaza is innocent. And if you think it is just Al Jazeera, you are wrong. Listen to this. Someone from the inside.
We had a great reporter in Gaza, a Palestinian, who had always been really an excellent reporter. We had a detail in a story. The detail was a crucial one. It was that Hamas fighters were dressed as civilians and were being counted as civilians in the death toll. An important thing to know, that went out in an AP story. The reporter called me a few hours later. It was clear that someone had spoken to him. And he told me, I was on the desk in Jerusalem, so I was kind of writing the story from the main bureau in Jerusalem. And he said, Mati, you have to take that detail out of the story. And it was clear that someone had threatened him. I took the detail out of the story. I suggested to our editors that we note in an editor's note that we were now complying with Hamas censorship. I was overruled. And from that point in time, the AP, like all of its sister organizations, collaborates with Hamas censorship in Gaza. Hamas has figured out how to make the press amplify its messaging rather than covering Hamas. There are no Western reporters in Gaza. All of the reporters in Gaza are Palestinians, and those people fall into 3 categories. Some of them identify with Hamas. Some of them are intimidated by Hamas and won't cross Hamas, which makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't want to cross Hamas either. And the 3rd category is people who actually belong to Hamas. That's where the information from Gaza is coming from. And if you're credulous, then of course you're going to get a story that makes Israel look pretty bad.
And then you're questioning me. Why doesn't Israel let reporters inside Gaza? Because what do you think the result, the outcome is going to be? Hamas is going to dictate what's going to be posted. Israel is going to look even more evil, and the narrative continues. Proves exactly what I've been saying all along, what Oren has been saying all along. Hamas controls the narrative for the reporters coming from the outside and the reporters coming from the inside. And that's why no reporters can be in there. Because if that's the case, Israel will become more evil in the eyes of the international community.
This comes from one of the largest news agencies in the world. Now, I'm not saying just because one insider said it, it must be true. But how can you tell if he's right? Ask yourself this. In the past 2 years, you've seen millions of reports about Gaza from Gaza. Have you seen even one Gazan citizen criticize Hamas? One report on Hamas executing fellow Palestinians? Or stealing aid and reselling it for profit? You haven't, because it doesn't fit the narrative Hamas wants you to see. In Gaza, like in most Muslim regimes, you can criticize the ruler, but only once, because that's the last thing you will ever do. I know of only one man who publicly spoke out against Hamas from Gaza, Ziad Abu Haya.
مناشد العالم كله انقذونا من حماس قبل اليهود انقذونا من حماس قبل.
I wonder what happened to him. I think he was murdered. I have no idea who this guy is, but I think he was murdered after this.
اليهود هذول تجار في دمنا كل يوم بتنزفوا دمنا فرجوا كيف اطفالنا ونسائنا في الشوارع يا عربيه يا اسلاميه يا ضمير العالم انقذونا من حماس قبل اليهود انقذونا من حماس قبل اليهود.
Do you know what happened to him?
What
There's
a shocker.
a war in Gaza, but there is also a war over the narrative. Don't let Hamas or the media outlets helping them fool you. Remember, everything coming out of Gaza is what Hamas wants you to see. And the two biggest stories in the Middle East are the one no one is talking about: the genocide of Christians, the war and real famine in Yemen. Please subscribe to the channel and send this video to someone who's been misled into believing Hamas's lies. As I said, all the restaurants' links are in the description. This video will probably reach the other side, and Hamas might pressure these businesses to delete their posts from the past 2 years. So if you care, take screenshots. Also, check out the page Gazawood. They expose Palestinian propaganda, and I found many of these restaurants through them.
Support this guy. He deserves it. Subscribe to travelingisrael.com. Oren is an amazing friend, an amazing creator, and brings the truth to the world. And all of his videos don't flop. They're amazing. They're amazing. They reach to amazing audiences. But if we can help, why not? Please subscribe to him. Support a fellow content creator that fights exactly the same fight that I do. So if you like and appreciate what I do, support him as well. This video is insane. And it exposes the truth that needs to be seen around the world. There's no famine in Gaza. Yes, some people could be starving, but some people could be starving also in the United States. Does that mean there's famine in the United States? Of course not. Of course it doesn't mean that. Thank you, Oren, for a magnificent video. Don't forget to subscribe to him. Don't forget to subscribe to me and become a member. I just opened a membership area. Become a member and enjoy new perks. And if you want to support me financially, you can do so through Buy Me Coffee in the link in the description. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.